Thanks for joining me. Let me just check and make sure that my sound sounds okay. Thanks for tuning in. I don't know where you are at, so if you want to let me know, let me know. If you don't want to let me know, that's cool too. I'm going to play guitar. I'm not intending on speaking, but I've already said more than I intended to say. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. I don't think that it sounds good, but I'm just going to play anyway. I think I'm going to even take these off. And I might even put in these earplugs, because if you don't like the way you sound, just don't listen to yourself. As somebody who has extra sensory, I have to just think of ways to get around that. And one of the best ways to get around my extra sensory and my brain thoughts on what it sounds like is to just not hear it as much. So putting the earplugs in helps me not hear the things that my brain is going to pick up on and say, hey, I don't like that sound, or da 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 da. You know what? People hearing my music don't pick that stuff up. It's just me. It's just my ears. So I don't need to hear that.
He was eating this and it's a long cord.
Just throw it away. You don't gotta tell me. You could just throw it away.
I'm just showing you. So keep your eyes open for any other things like that.
Thanks. I will. You know, I think that if I can save up some money to get a looper, I'd do a lot more singing, because at this point in my life, it seems to be very difficult for me to sing and play guitar because I'm usually making something up, and I have a hard time making up the music and sticking to it, and then making up some words to sing over it. Because I'd love to do that, but it's just been something that's been hard for me my entire life. So maybe if I had some sort of looping system, then I'd be able to just play some music and hit repeat and then sing over it with freedom, um, rather than starting a band and teaching people, or showing people what I play, or having them play something and I stop, so that way I don't have to play and I can concentrate on singing and putting out quality lyrics. If you want to put towards that, I put a link to my PayPal in the title. My computer monitor turned off. Let's see if we can get some light. No, of course not. And that one's not plugged in. Okay. I'm going to go back to ignoring the world and playing guitar. Feel free to drop a comment, say hello, say goodbye, say anything you want, as long as it doesn't make me cry. Although that's really not for you to figure out or decide. I like to rhyme. I'm in a very tight space. Probably detuning my guitar every time I bump it into things. This is something that I'd like to sing to at some point. Maybe I'll be able to sing and play on this. I'm gonna go grab a different guitar. If anybody's there, stay here. I'll be right back. This is someone else's guitar, but it's much easier to play. It sounds a bit different. And I'm gonna need to tune it. But I can do that quickly. And I can assure you it'll be worth the wait. How's everybody doing today? Mel Gibson, coffee and weed. I've had coffee, no weed. City. Do you buy your groceries at a farmer's market, like a market, or like a grocery store in Mexico City? Or both? Hot out. It's cold here today. It's raining. It's supposed to rain. It's not yet, I don't think. I don't believe it's raining yet. Yeah, but where do you go? Are you originally from the United States, or are you native to Mexico City? I have a song that I'm gonna write called "I Belong in Mexico." My voice rocks. Confidence, not so much. Maybe it's not even my confidence that doesn't rock so much. It could be just some other neurological functions. My hurdles. I think it's actually doing three things that stumbles me, because practice and master for sure. The three things that I need to practice are probably writing things down, because if I was to write the words down or have them provided for me, I'd do much better. Because if I have to make up words and then make up the way I want to sing them and then make up the guitar part too, I don't get anywhere. this thing with earplugs in too. It's actually not. I think that it's just my nerves. It's my nerves that aren't letting me do. Hey Ziggy, stop scratching yourself, man. Please leave yourself be. Thank you. Thank you. Hi. I wish that you could come sit somewhere up here so that way you wouldn't scratch yourself and you just sit quietly like you did for the last 2 hours on my lap. You're a good boy. Good boy. Hey Ziggy, won't you stop scratching yourself? You don't need to. Someone will scratch you if you try. Just sit in front of me. Don't use your voice to cry. I stick my foot in your eye, so you can't scratch yourself anymore. My dog's itchy. Stop scratching. Scratch away. If you're gonna scratch somewhere else so I don't have to see it. It's killing me. My dog's itchy. Just take some time to breathe. Be surprised like I don't know if I miss Periscope. Haps sucks. Well, I am broadcasting. Does my is that just you or is that me cutting out? And I am broadcasting to Facebook, Periscope, YouTube. Please follow all of my channels on any social medias that you may be a part of. If you're a part of it, chances are I am too. So let me know where you're at on the social medias and I can send you a sign so you can find me. I could probably post these things somewhere here in the chat. But thanks for saying that your opinion on Haps that it sucks and it cuts out because I'm not sure that that's happening. But if that's happening, I don't like it either. So I don't need to do it. The thing is Haps allows me to broadcast to all of those places quickly and easily. But I have other ways that may or may not be higher quality or better connection is better on Periscope. Yeah, I don't use the Haps app myself. Not really, and it doesn't seem to work that great. No offense, Haps people. I mean, if you want to reach out to me and have this private conversation about your app, I don't think that I, you know, use it enough to really say. Oh, it says that they're having trouble playing this video. So maybe they are paying attention. Maybe they're watching me right now. Maybe they're watching. They're like, oh yeah, you don't like our app? Oh, boop, now it don't work. So it's actually now seems like it's having trouble getting through on Facebook. Isn't that interesting? Now seems like it's having trouble getting through on Facebook. Isn't that interesting? Now seems like. All right, I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna stop talking and then try to play with myself. The guitar with the guitar. Ready? Here we go. Like it's having trouble. The guitar. All right, I just had to check to see if the microphone was the right one. It's not working. Go loop yourself out the window. Toss. There's lots of mushrooms you can eat. I said can, not can't, but it's hard to tell. I believe there's 45 or somewhere around 45 known Psilocybe cubensis type mushrooms in Mexico. There's a cool poster, a Mexico poster. I think Alan Rockefeller, maybe his poster that he created. But it's the mushrooms of Mexico, but specifically the psilocybe, mushrooms of Mexico. That's pretty cool. My dog chews on himself to distract me from life itself. This guitar doesn't let you bend the strings very amazing. Ready? Are you kidding me? Like, look how far I'm bending the string. I guess they call that action. The action on this guitar, I think that's action, but the strings seem to be the cause of the action. But the frets have a difference to it. They add to it too. Let's try this one. something familiar there. I lost it. Or maybe I'm getting it back. I don't know, one way or the other. Sometimes I struggle with my thoughts. Sometimes I struggle with my thoughts. Struggling with my thoughts. I wonder if the lag is the same between both of my Facebooks too, like my Game On with Gordon page and my Gordon page. I wonder if the discrepancies in signal are the same or if they're different. That'd be crazy. I wonder if this program sucks. It's certainly better than nothing at all. Gotta have gratitude for the hardware we use. Giving me the ability to connect with two people on the planet Earth is pretty cool. YouTube.com/DNIDROG. DRNIDROG. Let's see where that brings us to. There I am, live. Let's see what that one looks like. Oh, it looks terrible. I don't even remember playing that. I'm on YouTube. I just said it out loud. I just said it. YouTube.com/DRNIDROG, which is just my name backwards with the doctor in front of it. DR. I'm on YouTube. I just said it out loud. I just said it. He just said it. YouTube.com/. I just said it out loud. I just. YouTube.com/. Okay. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hopefully, one day I have complete order of my life and I can share the things that I actually want to share on my channels. I just don't have an electric. I don't have one. This is the only guitars I have. Is the autistic guitar. I'm not sure why I put autistic in my title. I guess it's because I don't know. I'm not sure why I do that. I'm not sure. I think that I'm struggling with the notion that I made that I've self-diagnosed myself as autistic, and it really doesn't seem to help me at all. I really kind of liked life better when I didn't know, but I also had like uh, uh, in not knowing, like I was self medicating with things that weren't helpful to me. But now that I know what I'm dealing with, it's like should be easier, but it just seems like a big stupid excuse as to like I don't really know what to do with myself, but I do know what to do with myself. But the label I don't know what to do with, and why do I put it there? I don't know because I just don't know. I feel like it's something that I need to address. Being autistic or being, uh, you know, or having like symptoms of autism or traits of autism, or yeah, like yeah, yeah. Also, I seem to have a lot of information for people with brains, but specifically, I've been looking into autism because I think that I'm affected by it. And it's one thing to have brains, but it's another thing to understand maybe some genes and how brains work because of specific genes and gene types and what we can do. Well, not really sure what you can do about your genes other than like eat healthy and exercise, but even doing all of those things, it's not like it's gonna cure autism because it seems to be like a completely different. It's just a different build of brain. Like it's a different build of the brain. There's a brain that functions a bit differently than what was at one time the normal brain, the normal average brain. I think that autism is just a new function. It's like a different. It's the same brains, but a different functionality of it. And I'm trying to figure out more about that because I do believe that autism affects quite a few people, and I think I'm one of them. So I've been putting that in the titles just to see if that helps. And at one point, before I don't know, before I impeded on myself, uh, I was moving along with pretty decent speed, and at some point some people were said to me like, oh, you could be the poster person for mental health and this and that. And I guess if you don't tell people that you struggle or that you have a like any kind of commonalities in mental health like autism or traumatic brain injury, or like I don't know, I feel like you have to have those things for people to believe that. I don't know, I'm not sure where I'm going with that, but eat mushrooms for sure. Tons of mushrooms, different kinds. I eat a lot of mushrooms. They've helped me. They've helped me get far beyond where I was at many points in my life. I was telling people in a group that today, um, you know, being abstinent from drugs, pharmaceutical and recreational drugs, and just drugs in general, and sticking to food and nutrition have gotten me a lot farther than where I would have ended up had I continued to um, I will say abuse alcohol and nicotine and smoking anything like it's the wrong direction. But eating mushrooms and eating nutritious foods and supplementing, all the good supplements is much better for you and your brains, and you get a lot farther in life. So I think that I'm moving along. I'm moving along. It's interesting to, people say it's a short life, and sometimes I think maybe it's. Maybe it's not, maybe it is. Maybe it's all perception. Um, delicious. Yeah, we made a curry yesterday, and it had, let's see, golden oysters, pepino mushrooms, cinnamon cap mushrooms. We have lion's mane in the fridge. Shiitake. It had shiitake mushrooms. Mostly golden oysters. Yeah, mushrooms are a cognitive food, very good for us. Lots of building blocks to our body. Lots of good building blocks to help us build an incredible body and to connect to via spirit. I think that we are spirits, and our spirit is connected to these devices we call bodies. And the better you fuel yourself and the better you maintain your body, the better your spiritual connection uh, can be, I guess. The better you can grow. I think that like spirit cultivates energy, or spirit cultivates us. So but it's like you got to do the work. You have to put it into body. Take spirit and put it into the body, and then you have to keep up with it. So you live the life. What do you mean? Because of all the different mushrooms, or because I get to think these thoughts and share them with folks? I think that's where I really want to be in life, is thinking thoughts and sharing them with people. Hopefully, to get something done. I agree with we are body and soul. Yeah, soul, spirit. I think that those two things are interchangeable for the most part. I think that it's pretty interesting stuff for sure. Spirits and bodies. Yeah, and I think that a lot of people experience things in their body, and their spirit is disconnected from that. And then sometimes people will try to self-medicate with by abusing certain substances to disconnect the body and the spirit, because they it's painful. Life can be painful, so you can there's different ways to go about dealing with that, coping with it, learning from it, perspective on it, pain, or it life. So like some folks will drink to forget how painful it is, or to just not do the work to further disconnect, or to continue to disconnect. Usually it's a daily. Everything's daily. If you're alive, it's a daily process. So every day you're offered choices, and you can do more for you can exercise and eat right and do all these different things that are going to lead to a better body state of being, which will hopefully, which should, in theory, in my theory, allow your spirit to do, to provide more, to do more uh, with that connection. Miguel says on YouTube, "It's a damn beautiful life is hard." I don't know. Uh, I think that's a good. I think that's a great sentence. I like that sentence. Hello from Los Angeles. Hello, Haps team, Pablo de la Hoya and Los Angeles. The Angel. Hi. What have you been hearing, and what do you like? Um, how you doing? I said to one person once, we were disagreeing. They were trying to state information at me, and I did not agree with it. And they did not want to take. They wanted me to agree with it, and I refused. So I ended up saying, you know, before humans could speak to each other, they just made noises. And she agreed with that, and we moved on. It was good. Do I know any red hot chili peppers? Yeah, I think so. I don't know if jalapenos count. Habaneros, ghost peppers. Those are chili peppers, and they're pretty hot. I'd say that they're red hot. Cayenne peppers are red hot. Hey, thanks for the 50 cents. I appreciate that. I have no idea where it goes, but I appreciate it. It's always the Haps team putting the change in the cup. Appreciate it. Good one. Um, hey, what you got? You got to get it. Put it in you. You gotta, you gotta fight for your right to party. No, that's a different. Um, I don't know any Red Hot Chili Pepper guitar riffs. I probably do. I got the first three on that one. That's five notes. I got five notes. Would you? Yeah, yeah. There was an almost in there, but I did get it. That was the almost. I don't know that part, and I'm not gonna try to figure it out because I have over and over, and I still haven't figured it out. And I think I looked it up once and then knew it for a minute, but I don't know where it goes after that either. I liked the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I liked Blood Sugar, Sex Magic. That album was entertaining for me. I liked it. Hey, Peter Bittner. Hello from Colorado. Wow, you guys are spread. The Haps team is spread out. They're in all the cool kid places, Colorado and California. That's great. That's great. There seems to be a lot of cool stuff going on there. I'm here in Everett, Washington, which is about 40 minutes uh, north of Seattle, about an hour away from any real big old growth forests, because apparently they clear cut all of this area so they could, fit more computer using humans into the space. So there's not as many old trees here, but they're nearby. Okay, so back to it's back to whatever. Does anybody know this one? Anybody? We could do name that tune. I could definitely pump out a decent handful of little bits and pieces. I'm curious. I have the Haps team here with me in the moment. I don't know. I have some app questions. I don't know what part of the team. I'm curious, Haps team members, Pablo, Peter. What are your roles here in Haps, in the Haps program world? Shoot your questions. That's my question. What role? What perhaps what's your title in the Haps team? And then that'll help me may help, may not help me with my questions. But I'm curious as to the 16 and the eyeball. I'm wondering where does that like total, or is that only Haps in the little bar up at the top when you're broadcasting? For me, it's over here, but for maybe other purposes, it might be on this side. But it says live 1 hour, 16 it says eyeball 16, 50 cents, and my connection is great. Um, I'm curious, the 16, is that total views or is that those? Pablo says from the Haps team, uh, we are both on the community team, so we help you all day today. Interesting. So you kind of just pop in and out of broadcasts, it sounds like. Those views are your total views, including external platforms. They are not live viewers. It's total in or out. Okay, that answers that question. Is there any way in the Haps app to show you users anywhere, like whether they be Haps users or Facebook users. Like you don't get to see the live users, like Periscope, for example. Maybe Facebook sort of, but I don't even Facebook don't even really show you your live viewers. But Periscope would show you your live, viewers. This does not happen in the Haps app. It doesn't seem. Is this true? Are there any new features coming out in the works for Haps that we can expect to see within the next year or so? Give you a year window, like things to look forward to. Anything? Periscope didn't really go anywhere though. I'm not sure why you miss it. It's still there. It's still there. The only difference is you can't go live. I guess I don't think you can go live in the app, but it's still there. The map I don't think works anymore. Lots of cool new stuff. Early fall actually, but can't disclose anything on that. All right. Lots of new stuff. Lots of cool new stuff in the fall. Okay. Well, that's within a year, so that's something to look forward to. Lots of cool stuff, which could probably be like that's open for interpretation on the cool and the stuff. But good to know that there's some different things that come out. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing any new stuff to this app because it seems like it would be good. It was so clean and nice looking. Great sound. I actually am using the extended audio features right now in this broadcast because I did plug in my Zoom H5 digital recorder. So if I were up near this microphone, it would probably sound a lot better. But I'm over here. I'm farther away, so it creates, for lack of kinder term, crappy audio. It creates that. So not all. I think that maybe if I was using my microphone properly, then we'd be better off. I think that Haps would take less of the brunt of the it's not necessarily Haps app to blame for poor quality audio in this particular broadcast. I will move closer to get a little bit closer, and I can turn this up, although it doesn't make it any better per se. You see, I can turn it up a little, and then it just picks up a bit more. But when I listened to it on the YouTubes, it still sounded like it was pretty low quality. Let's see. App to blame for poor quality audio in this particular broadcast. Yeah, touching my iDevice here and making that noise and all that stuff. These are the things that drive an autistic person crazy. But maybe even regular people too. But I think it's the extra sensory stuff that really gives you the word crazy involved. It's probably not a good word to use at all. It's a slang word. Okay. I don't actually have any more questions about the Haps app. If you're noticing anything, if you work on the Haps team or you don't, and you think that there's something that I'm missing out on in my broadcasts, or things that I could do better, or things that I'm overlooking, or maybe I don't know about, feel free to drop me a line and say, hey, did you know that you can press this button and have it do this? Or anything. I can turn off the camera and hide comments. I can mute my microphone and flip the camera. Most of it all seems to rely on the broadcaster and maintaining some sort of stream of consciousness out to the peoples. Again, I want to say thank you to the peoples. Pablo, Peter, thanks for coming through and doing your job. And thank you to my friends in Mexico City, Miguel. And I'm not sure where Coffee and Weed is from other than Periscope. But thanks for being here, you guys. And if any of the other 24 people who came in and maybe left and out, thank you. Thank you for coming through. Here's another tune that nobody will guess, but I'll play it anyway. I probably could sing some of the lyrics, I guess, if we wanted to. Oh, maybe I should play it right without messing it up. Let's try again. Acid casualty with a repossessed car. Vietnam vet playing air guitar. Anybody? Anybody? Let's hear your guesses. I'm interested in the word homeostasis. I've seen that somewhere recently, and I heard it again in the today. And then it was in a discussion of imbalance of neurotransmitters, and specifically in result of brain abuse, which, brain abuse kind of comes from substance abuse usually. I guess it could come from blunt trauma or, traumatic brain injury, or even other types of brain injuries. It's funny that you can. It's so interesting to me that you can damage your brain, or brains can be damaged through trauma, and that trauma doesn't necessarily have to be like a physical trauma. It could be a mental trauma, it could be mental or physical. You could have damage. It's hard to. That makes me wonder. Like, is damage the right word? But I think that it fits. It's fitting to think that you've damaged. You could damage. I mean, it's an imbalance of neurotransmitters. Is damage the right word for that? Now I'm thinking maybe not. Maybe not the right word for that. Another one of my favorite mushrooms, although it's not a mushroom, it's just a fungus, is chaga, which is it's a fungus that primarily, primarily grows on birch trees, living birch trees. Is a parasitic fungus to living birch trees. Chaga mushroom polysaccharides further enhanced the expression of DNA repair genes XRCC-5, XRCC-6, RAD51, and GADD45, which were coordinately regulated, suggesting collective response during UVB-induced DNA damage. I was doing some research and copied that into my notepad. So trying to figure out, like, it's like you learn about all these different mushrooms and sea moss and all these great things you can consume as a walking, talking. You don't even have to talk, but you probably don't even have to walk. But as a human being with a mouth, you can consume these things and I guess reap the benefits and rewards of consuming a really great stuff. But yeah, you never really do know what is going on with all that, and it's God bless, wonderful that we can have some sort of words to go along with the science of it all. Because before we had words, we just made sounds. And can you imagine trying to explain chaga mushrooms and polysaccharides and DNA and without words? It just use sounds. Can it be done? Would it be fun? I'm not sure. I think it can be done. Yep. Impossible. Maybe when the neural net is finally in order and in place, we'll not have to talk anymore, and we'll just send thought waves that towards one another, which I think we do now. I think it's just that we don't know that that's happening. Not everybody knows. I think some people do know that that's happening, but not everybody knows that's happening, and it's not described with words from the science world enough to the small or large amount of people living on the planet. These energy waves. But how much communication can you really get out without words? They say 90% of communication is without word. So I guess, if they are right, then it's 90%. 90% without words, which is interesting to think about when you're sitting in front of what could be a lot of people on the internet connected to these things. Like, if I'm putting 90% of information out without any words, what are you guys picking up? And that's my curiosity on that. Like, without the words, what would this be like for you? It's happening now. Yeah, exactly. I don't know whether to be see that. I don't know. I don't know what kind of emotions go with that. I'm not sure. It sounds like it's raining. It's raining. It's finally raining, which is awesome because it hasn't rained in a while, and the mushrooms need water. Because not only is 90% of communication not verbal, 90% of mushrooms are water. So without water happening, we don't get as vigor of mushrooms and fungus growing outside. So, I'm glad that it's raining right now where I'm at. There's also, I guess there's a lot of smoke in the air. Amazon, what is the air quality index right now? Added extra words.
Today in Everett, Washington, the air quality is good, with an air quality index of 16.
That is good. Thank you.
Anytime.
So 16 is pretty low. I think that is usually like 40, 30, 20s. 16 is pretty low, but it's raining, so it knocks all the crap out of the air, which is great. And then, funguses have the ability to excrete metabolites, which is basically their way of, they don't have a stomach, so they create and excrete these metabolites to break down the things that they're in contact with. So that's pretty cool. Apparently, if you take like a mushroom, if you take mycelium, like a mushroom block, and cough on it, it will create metabolites to deal with any particular particulates that you expel onto it, which is pretty cool. Amazon, what is the current humidity in Mexico City?
Currently, in Mexico City, Mexico, the humidity is 53%.
How is the air quality in Mexico City?
Today, in Mexico City, the air quality is regular, with an air quality index of 73 on the Ameca scale.
Is 73 is that high quality air?
Here's something I found on the web. According to greenmatters.com, in the summer months, your indoor temperature should be between 73 and 79 degrees Fahrenheit, while in the winter months, it can go as low as 68, as high as 76.
Stop. So your air quality is 76. Mine is 16. Amazon, what is the weather for Mexico City? My humidity is probably very high right now.
In Mexico City, Mexico, it's 69 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly cloudy skies. Tonight's forecast has some clouds with a chance of thunder showers, with a low of 58 degrees.
What is the current humidity in Everett, Washington?
Right now, the humidity is 79%.
So you had like a 50s. I'm in the 79. Humidity wise, sounds like you might get some thunderstorms later, and it's relatively cool there right now. Somebody said it was hot, but it's definitely not that hot. Was not good. The air quality 70. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. She said that is normal, but that's not good per se. Is 70 a good air quality? I've been on here for an hour and 15 minutes. 51 to 100 is moderate. However, some pollutants, there may be moderate health concern for a small number of people. 2 to 300 is very unhealthy. So I am in a good zone. Air quality is considered satisfactory, and air pollution possesses little or no risk. And you are in a moderate zone, which is air quality is acceptable. However, some pollutants may be moderate health concern for a very small number of people who are unusually sensitive to air pollution. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. It's moderate. So that would probably be people with and there's things that those people could be doing too. Like what they don't tell you is if you do have a health concern in moderate polluted air, you may want to look into a mushroom fungus called cordyceps, because cordyceps can help you out with your respiratory in those types of situations. And even if you aren't suffering from any kind of implications for breathing, cordyceps can increase the quality of your oxygen intake. So, and the amount of oxygen that you intake, which is great for all it's great for all living, breathing creatures. So if you have a mouth hole and you can put cordyceps in it, that could help you. Higher quality of life, right? I mean, that's what it really comes down to, is the quality of one's life, and what you put in is extreme to the quality that you'll produce in your life. If you put in the good mushrooms, you'll have a good quality life, very good quality in the nutrients and supplements and all the different things. What you put in matters on a daily basis. Putting in all those putting in any kind of processed sugars and processed foods and pollutants are going to pollute your body. Perhaps there's a long list of things that could do to anybody with a mouth that's putting things in it. If you're putting those things in versus putting in whole foods like fruits and vegetables, organic fruits and vegetables, homegrown foods, and good energy. Cordyceps, cool. Yeah, they're cool. Found them. Get some. I got some. I don't have any fresh cordyceps, but I do have some capsules. I bought some pre-ground up cordyceps powder on the eBay, and I put them into the capsule machine and made capsules out of it. You're such a fun guy. I aim to be. I didn't get into fungus until my early 30s, and that once I found one, I found others, and then I was like, oh my goodness, this is something that my whole life has been missing. And it's not my life. I think like for being American, I think that a lot of people are missing out on that part of their nutrition, is the fungus. And being that we're closely very similar to fungus, much more similar to fungus. I think from what I'm hearing is that we're more of what we may possibly be a derivative of fungus, whereas we are not plants. People are not plants, but that's funny too, because there are no plants living inside of us, but there are lots of funguses living in conjunction inside of us, and perhaps on the outside of us. We have fungus inside and out of us, but we do not have any plants, as far as I'm aware of, inside or out of us. Well, out of us, of course we do, but not on our surface. We're not hosting any chlorophyll plants and stuff like that. But fungus, yes. So that's pretty interesting, don't you think? Yeah, cordyceps, lion's mane, shiitake, maitake, pepino, they have some great benefits too. Some of them have specific narrowed down things. Like there's the reason you would want to do the cordyceps, the respiratory blood flow. When you oxygenate better, when you move better your oxygen into your body, your blood flows better. You get higher quality blood. So that all alone is a really great reason to consume cordyceps mushrooms on a regular basis, because upgrading the quality of your blood is That's going to do you a number of things for raising the quality of your life. Lion's mane is good for stimulating nerve regrowth. Nerve regrowth is great for alleviating traumatic brain injuries, nerve damage. Regrowth, not such as they say regrowth, but it's really just growth. It stimulates growth. So if you're building, new nerves, if you're learning or you're living day to day and you need to build new nerves, then lion's mane is great to add to your daily or weekly. I like to say weekly, I would like to grow some. It's not that hard. It's very doable by everybody and anybody. It's very doable to grow some. You could get yourself a block and just grow it from a local fungus salesman. They definitely. I'm gonna look up right here. Mexico City mushroom farm. I'm positive Mexico's they know about mushrooms big time. So,
Hello, mysterious person talking to Gordon.
Tater, knock it off, please.
Come on.
Yeah, I never really trusted the doctors per se myself, and it's pretty simple to see that what you eat is going to contribute to how you live, and the more you know about what you can eat, the more you can live.
Stop.
Good, you're not barking my ear, Tater. It hurts.
Just say hello to him.
Tater.
I know you're in the middle of a live, but your puppy is cute. And he's trying to get your attention. And you've been in this room for a while.
Yeah, we went for a ride earlier. He likes that the best. I'm sure he would love to go for a walk or a ride.
Somebody. No,
Yeah.
no. There's a dog just running around. Oh, there's a little girl. Oh my. That's what you're hurting.
Yeah, it's probably not best to hold him up to the window while he's making all that commotion. It doesn't really help him calm down.
No.
I think you just did.
Oh. Stop it. Stop.
Bubble ones. I'm not sure what you're talking about with the bubble ones. Anyway, there's definitely some mushroom farms out there you can buy some blocks from and spawn your own mushrooms at home. It's something that we've done. Even Lindsay has created some lion's mane mushrooms recently. I got her a block from the farmer's market and she fruited them herself. Well, it's gotten a bit noisy here, so I think that is a good time for me to get out of this broadcast and bid you all adieu. Thanks again for joining me today. I will say hi to Lindsay for you and let her know that you said she rules. That's Miguel from Mexico City. He thinks that Lindsay rules. And he said so. And I don't know if they're still here because they didn't say goodbye, but Pablo and Mel Gibson, well, you're Mel Gibson. To all the people that came through, thank you for coming through. Thank you. And we will see you again soon for some more guitar and talk about mushrooms and autism and brains and whatever else we can think of to talk about that seems to be interesting to us. Okay. You're welcome. Classic white ones. Yeah, those ones aren't as good for you as some of these other ones, but they're still good for you. And that's only what you'll find at the local grocery. If you look for, look at your farmer's market for more variety in mushrooms. Try to find them at your farm. Find the grower, and then you'll find the better mushrooms. Because the grocery store is not growing the mushrooms; they're just selling them. And if they don't have the access to them, they don't have the education to know which mushrooms to sell, then they won't. And plus, button mushrooms are so cheap. It's just, is probably a simple sale for them. Whereas lion's mane, but if they, what I'd really like to see is grocery stores begin to educate their consumers what mushrooms are, and which ones do what, and how to use them, and how to consume them. Because if they were to educate their customers, then they could be selling a lot more mushrooms, and some of those other mushrooms get a little bit more money. They get, the difference could be three. I don't know how much I'm curious what your prices there are, but here, brown and white button mushrooms range anywhere from $2 to $5 a pound, whereas shiitakes range from $7 to $14 a pound. And the same with lion's mane and oyster mushrooms. Oysters are usually a few dollars. It depends on the grocery store I go to, but here in the Pacific Northwest, people know about mushrooms. In New England, on the East Coast, not too many people knew about mushrooms, especially at the grocery stores. So yeah, it really depends on who's selling what, and finding a local farmer is always the best way to go, because you'll find some fresh fruits and you get them fresh. Whereas the grocery store, it came in, they bought so many, and it's just not as fresh. It's not as fresh, and they've often traveled quite a bit to get there, and they lose their prana, they lose their life, as they're not as fresh. So get yourself some fresh mushrooms and enjoy the cognitive benefits and all the good bodybuilding benefits of mushrooms, because just all in all, mushrooms are really healthy food to add into your daily diet or daily consumption plan. I will only keep streaming. I will only. Okay, you rock too. Thank you for coming and interacting with me. It certainly makes my broadcasting a bit more interesting to have people to interact with. Appreciate you. Thank you. Citas, which are delicious, but don't know the name in English. Citas. I'm going to go ahead and do that quick search. I just want Mexico City mushroom farmers. CulinaryBackstreets.com. Wild mushrooms in Mexico. Wild mushrooms in Mexico. I'm looking at images, and I should be looking at all. FreshPlaza.com. Mexico is the leading producer of mushrooms in Latin America. Hidalgo, Mexico City. MushroomCompany.com. Farms Online, the Mushroom Growers Newsletter. Mushroom Growers Newsletter, Farms Online, the most extensive list of mushroom farm, Rocket City mushrooms. Anyway, oh yeah, let's see what that is. I've been looking. That'd be great to have a list of mushroom farmers to be able to access and tell people, because I like to answer that question. It's one thing that I wish that I could have the information just on hand. Like, hey, oh, you live in New Mexico. You live in Mexico. Unfortunately, this list seems to be the states only. But I'm sure there are probably places that you could... Oh, no, there's other ones. Okay, we're getting there. Chile, China. This is a great list. Go to mushroomcompany.com/farms online and look through that list, because there's a lot of them. And that's fun on itself. Here we go. Mexico. Dharma Mushrooms in Monterrey, Mexico. They have a Facebook. Hongo Mex. Hulata de Jimenez, Oaxaca, Mexico. Mont Blanco Mushrooms. Boasques de la Lomas. Monterrey Mushrooms, San Miguel de Allende. Vajero Produce, SADACV, Mexico City. They got a Facebook page too. So check out those places for mushrooms, and check back in with us and let us know what you found, because we want to find some different mushrooms. Now let's look up Ciatis. I have a feeling it may, I don't know, because cromini, like brown, white button mushrooms and cremini mushrooms or portobello are the same. Oh, okay. I put a Google search in for that. but they're just kind of showing me a lot of different mushrooms. So I'm wondering if SETA is just a word for mushroom, perhaps, but I'm not sure. We'll have to get farther into that. Okay, goodbye for now. Thanks for tuning in. See you soon.